looked down, my foot was just hovering over it, and it was a pressure plate IED.
You're award of the Bronze Star, which is a US Medal of Valor.
5 years ago, I wouldn't be able to sit here talking to you about it. I was in a patrol base, and a patrol was out on the ground, and they hit an IED and had 2 casualties. And we were tasked with getting to them and getting them out as best we could. Come across a field, I have to go across a river to get to them. As I'm coming down to the river, another explosion goes off. So this troop have now got 5 casualties. I'm trying to make my way to them. I come down into the river, come up the other side on the bank, and they're just round the corner. They're in an old compound that had been hit by a 500-pound bomb. So it's like a massive crater with like little small walls that are like 2 to 3 foot high because the whole building's been obliterated. Then as I'm coming round the corner to try and get to them, something was going off in my brain, like literally screaming at me, do not put your foot down. And I looked down and all I could see was the faintest little edge in the ground, tiny little edge. And I looked down, my foot was just hovering over it, and it was a pressure plate IED. That I was literally an inch away from putting my foot on it.
Wow.
So I called my section commander who's behind me to come and have a look just to confirm. And he was like, "Oh, yep, that's a bomb." Luckily, I didn't tread on that. Turned around, got back in the river. As I'm going up the river, there's a tripwire with a grenade on. I find that. So then we have to backtrack again. My mate, who's the other point man with me, finds another tripwire with a grenade. So we have to come back a few meters, make a safe way into where all the casualties are. And they're spread out and it's pretty messy. And then it's basically try and work out how we're going to get 5 people out of a really bad situation. Everyone's alive, but 2 of them, aren't going to make it. Then there's 3 that are bad, but they're going to make it, but going to have long-term life-changing injuries. I end up doing 3 of them on stretchers. 1, we do the worst injured first, and we take them through the route that I created, like dodging the bombs, out into a field, and then 200 meters across a field to where the sergeant major and his group of people are, and they're going to take the casualty to then get a helicopter. As we start taking the first casualty across, the Taliban then ambush us, and we're getting fired at from one side and another. So not only we got 5 casualties, we've also got the Taliban firing at us, and we're running with rounds pinging off around our feet. The last guy, unfortunately, had blast injuries to the backs of his legs, and we run out of stretchers. We ended up having to put him on a ladder, and then we're just sprinting because by then the Taliban have really hemmed us in. We're getting rounds everywhere, and then we spent the next 2-3 hours fighting with the Taliban. That's the hardest physically I've ever worked in my life, even now after doing big mountains. I don't think I've ever been that tired mentally and physically all in one go.